everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division in the Touchdown Tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for the Touchdown Tournament, but also for whatever tour play you're playing in the game. In the end, you can get the text guides already now by being a subscriber on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link in the description down below. So, ladies and gentlemen, this playthrough is going to display different type of wins than we're going to have in the tournament. So have that in mind. The reason I do make this playthrough though is to give you my best advice before you go in and giving you example routes on how to crush the tournament already from the start. This information combined with the information coming in the tournament is going to help you, give you an advantage over your opponents. You see an info box on the right hand side. That info box is a box that I'm relating to when I'm talking about different courses. So starting on top, you see the elevation adjustment for the drive. Second, you see the elevation for the second shot. And if you struggle adjusting for elevation or don't know what that is, you maybe don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you check out the guide for elevation. You can see it in the description down below, so you use that link and check it out, then you will understand what I'm talking about. Also, there you can see a ball. You will see different balls, obviously. That is the ball that I suggest you to play with. And in the end, you don't have to play with it, but there is always a thought behind my suggestion. That's the same with the clubs. I will suggest clubs for every course, and that is key clubs that I think is going to help you playing that specific course, because selecting the correct bag is sometimes something that you gain a shot or two or even more in the tournament. So in the end, thank you so much here for watching the playthrough, and let's go to hole number 1. Let's take a look of hole number 1, and this is going to be a course where you can play two ways. One, you can bounce over the sand like this using 3 bars of backspin and as much left spin as possible. I would consider that route if you do not feel comfortable with your general adjust, meaning that you might hit great left, great right many of the times, or you maybe have a hard time understanding elevation. So if you do not have a problem with your adjustment, you go for the rough bump, because that is actually a way for you to get an hole-in-one. You're going to adjust for a maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment using 2 bars of topspin and as much side spin to the right possible. The only thing that we do forget here though is that we are adjusting down to a lower point, which means that we have the bounce much further back than we would normally have. So let's go with hole number 2. Hole number 2 is a par 3, and we are going to play with a backbone here using a quasar ball. And the reason I want us to play with a quasar ball is because I do want us to play with side spin. Approximately 1 bar of topspin with 1.5 bar side spin to the left, adjusting for a 10% over adjustment. And backbone due to accuracy, good ball guideline, and then the quasar ball, as already explained, having side spin is very valuable here, especially with this type of wind. So here we would be needing to play with a bit more side spin to get that ball in the way that we do want. And once again, don't forget to over adjust 10%. Let's go with hole number 3. First, we're going to start to play with a quarterback. 3 bars of topspin and as much side spin to the right possible. Blue ring by the rough line. Then we're going to adjust for a maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment and apply half a ball of curl to the right. And that curl is going to be applied no matter what ball you're having. And the reason I do play with a mauling and then also suggest a quasar ball in the info box to the right is due to the fact that using more side spin with the drive is going to make the drive easier, and you have to, if so, and you're going to then easier stay away from the bunker there on the left. The only thing that we do want to do is to stay away from the bunker, because if we can just get to the fairway, then we're actually going to have a decent opportunity going towards the pin. Now, second shot is going to be without elevation, so we're just going to adjust it normally. Have in mind that this green here is very, very bright. Doesn't matter if it's dark or if it's if it's bright outside in terms of the game, it's still going to be a very bright green, so have that in mind. Zoom in if you must, and obviously a club with a good ball guideline is very valuable here. Close with a Viper, I would suggest a Sniper level 4 plus. If I do have a Sniper level 3 or below, I would play with a Viper instead. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching hole number 3, par 5 of the Sunshine Glades in the Touchdown Tournament. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Good luck. Let's go with the drive for hole number 4, and here we're going to play with a Marlin or with a Quasar. I would suggest to play with a Marlin if you do have a tailwind or a crosswind, because in the end you don't really need the distance. 4.5 bar topspin and as much side spin to the left possible, and as you can see that we do not really have enough side spin to clear the bunker, so we're going to apply some curl. First, we're going to adjust our rings, and that is what we're gonna do with a maximum distance and a 10% over adjustment. So we adjust that, we go with half a ball of curl to the left, and then we're going to take our shot. If you do play with a Quasar, reduce the curl a little bit here, otherwise you will maybe curl a little bit too much. But the plan for us here is to get the ball past the trees and the bunker on the right hand side, leave ourselves up with a very short shot towards the pin here for the second shot. So in the end here you can see that we are in close to minimum distance with our thorn, so we're gonna play this one in between minimum and medium distance with no elevation. Very important to take your club and go from minimum to maximum distance to judge the distance you are with your club. If you don't do that, you don't really know if you're playing from max club or from minimum club or from medium club, and that is super duper valuable, and I do think there's a lot of players struggling with that. In a headwind for the drive, to just mention that as well, pick the Quasar ball so you have more distance, so you don't have to max overpower that shot. Thorn or the Hornet for the second shot, which I personally recommend the Thorn for its backspin, because if you miss your dunk here, you will get the ball to stay on the green nonetheless for a simple putt. So let's go with the tee shot here for this par 3. And here I'm playing with the Viper, and I would strongly suggest that if you do have a Sniper level 4 plus, then you should be playing with the Sniper. Otherwise you play with the Viper, as that one is the closest to the Sniper. Now we do want to play with a Katana, which gives us max side spin to the right, which means a side spin 3 ball. This because we do want to play on the left side of the bunker, using either the blue or the red ring as a reference point by the sand. This is an extremely difficult par 3 to get any consistency on. So the thing that we're looking for is to get this ball close, and maybe sometime we're gonna drop this a time or two. Make sure that you use around 2 to 3 bars of backspin, depending on what type of wind you have, because you don't want to go too far. If you roll too far on the green, you might sit in there with a very difficult putt, and like a putt that you have to overpower, and that's always going to be extremely bad if that's going to be the case. Let's go to hole number 6. We are going to start by playing with a quarterback, and I want us to play with a quarterback for one reason, and that is because it's so much easier to play with, as you can hit great left, great right, and also obviously perfect, without having any risk going way left or way right. We're just going to bounce just before the rough, and going to give ourselves 3 to 5 bars of topspin, depending on how many topspin bars you can use. Combine then with as much side spin to the left possible and a little bit of curl. I would say if you are playing with a Quasar ball, which has side spin too, then you don't have to go with curl, then you can stay away from that. But I do truly feel that this is going to be a course where you can play with a Marlin ball in a very good way. The thing that we're looking for here is to just bounce over the rough and the bushes they're going towards the pin. Once again, even though, even if you have it dark or you have it bright on the course, the green is going to be very, very bright, and it's going to be hard to see the ball guideline going directly at the pin. Second shot is with a sniper level 4+, or otherwise it's going to be a Viper, and we are adjusting the second shot without any elevation. This is a par 5 where we will be seeing a lot of good attempts for an albatross, and I do strongly believe this is a course that is going to give you 1 or 2 following these advices. If you do have a tailwind, or if you play with superior clubs in Rookie, you can actually push this one very, very hard with the drive, maybe reach over the water already for the start, and then give yourself a long iron or a short iron towards the pin. But our focus here is on a general way which is going to be applied to everyone, no matter what type of clubs you are having playing in the first division, which is once again called Rookie. So let's go to hole number 7. Hole number 7 is, in my opinion, one of the tougher par 4s of the Sunshine Glades, which kind of speaks towards how generally easy the par 4s are on the Sunshine Glades. And once again, our focus is to play with a mauling ball. You can play power 1 ball, power 2 ball, power 3 ball if you want to, but I'm going to play with a power 0 ball, a mauling ball, to really think about a way of saving the other balls and still give ourselves a very nice attempt for an eagle. 10% over adjustment for the drive, max topspin and as much side spin to the right possible, and then we're going to adjust and then we take our shot. The plan here is to bounce on the fairway, over the water and rough and sand obviously, and then roll as far as possible. And then obviously, if you have more topspin, you're gonna roll further. If you have less topspin, then you're gonna roll less. Second shot, we're going to aim for the fringe. The reason we aim for the fringe is because that actually gives us a more consistent bounce than if we are trying to bounce before on the fairway. So aiming for the hole, and have in mind it looks really bright on the green. It's going to be very bright, so do your best. It is very tough, especially if you're playing on a small device, to see the ball going directly there at the pin. Now we're going to adjust for a 10% over adjustment as well, combined with somewhere between 3 to 5 bars of backspin, depending on how much distance you're having to the pin for the second shot. And if you are lucky, and if you do your adjustment well, you're gonna get it in for an eagle. So let's go with hole number 8. And hole number 8 is a par 3. And here I'm playing with a basic ball. And the thing that I'm looking for with a basic ball here is to use a little bit of topspin. I'm using 1.5 to 2 bars of topspin, aiming straight at the hole. And then I'm going to adjust for a maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. And we play with either a sniper level 4+, or we play with a Viper. And the beauty part here with this course is that once again we can play with a basic ball or a mauling ball to give ourselves still a very, very good chance. We don't need to spend any other specific ball to play well here, because we really don't need any spin. Now in the end, when we have a wind coming right to left here, you could see that we over adjust this one a little bit. So make sure that you get your adjustments correct, and then you're gonna be fine. There is rough bumps, there is backspin shots to be played, but I truly believe that bouncing here on the fairway platform is going to be the best and most consistent way to get close or get that ball in the hole. So in the end, everybody, this was hole number 8. So let's go to hole number 9. Yes, here we do have hole number 9, and we're going to start by using as much topspin as possible, combined with as much side spin to the right possible. We are going to play with a power 3 ball, which is extremely important. This because we do need all the distance we can get. Once you have made your adjustment, you could see that I did push back my target up to maximum distance again. The reason I do that is to make sure that I use all the distance that I can get, and therefore I can reduce the overpower and therefore give myself more control with my shot. Getting it over there to the fairway, and then the second shot is going to be with either a long iron or a wood club, depending on how far you reach with your drive. So for those playing with more a superior driver, then you can in that case play with a long iron for the second shot. It's also in one case that if you play with a berserker ball, which I do believe some will play with, then in the end you will see yourself being in a long iron range for the second shot. Second shot, it's not a bad opportunity at all. You just need to get the backspin correct, so you're not getting to come in too hot. First shot, we play 10% over adjustment. Second shot, we're gonna play without elevation. So in the end, we hit the pin coming a little bit hot, but we take that albatross all day and every day. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division with various type of wins, meaning that we do not know yet what the win is going to be in the tournament, so have that in mind. If you do want to get the text guides, which will truly help your game, you subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link in the description down below. Also, use the timestamps in the video description. Using the timestamps will get you to just click on the time, and then you can just jump to whatever course you want to look at. So you don't have to watch the whole video if you don't want to. So, video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Thank you so much, and good luck in your Golf Clash game.